Well, hi again. Again, welcome to Psych 150. I'm going to spend a couple minutes going over the general and orientation assignments to help you give you a better shot at getting them completed and getting completed on time. This is my Moodle, and I'm just going to go through there. So notice there, the faculty box here has my information. Most of you are familiar with those types of things. Also, this orientation assignment is mandatory. So please, as you see on mine, I can tell 5 of you have already done it, which is great. It's 1 or 2 questions. I'm not sure what it is this time, but it's really simple. What it does, it allows us to confirm to the state that you are in a class, and allows Sand Hills to get funding from the state to for each student. And so when you take this quiz, we turn the information in to the state after January 21st, and all of you will get, the college will get credit for having all of you in a class. So please do that. If you don't do that, you will be dropped from the course automatically. So that's important to do. Again, 11:55 on January 21st, which is next week, next Thursday. But I would go ahead and do it right away. It's really simple. It's like 1 or 2 questions. It's not a big deal. Okay, so moving down there, again, many of you are familiar with these, but I just want to make sure we're aware of them. Announcements show up. That's important to take a look at those. You'll also get an email from those. The course syllabus is here. Please take a look at that. You'll see the grading structure and how each different area, assignments and end of the year project and finals and quizzes are all counted as percentages of that. So there's some of the basic information you might need. If you can go away for a while, please let me know. If you don't engage for a 2-week period, chances are you just be dropped from the course. Okay, it's assuming that you're not interested in taking the course. We'll talk more about that as we go through there. If you need a tutor, here's a great way to get a tutor. These are some are students and some are faculty members that get online, and you can do a face-to-face tutor as well. Okay, so there's some tutoring available if you need that. The textbook is online only. Here's a PDF version of it. Here's the online version of it. I generally prefer the PDF because you can get in and you can sort and you can find different parts of it. Here's the class schedule. Let me just open that up real quick. What this does, it lays out when we'll be going over each module, when the quizzes are, and items like that. So we have our opening classes, which today. Next week is holidays, don't really impact us too much, except for, of course, spring break. Our 10% date, that's the day where we have to get everybody signed in. And all of our assignments for intro are due on Friday. So we generally have a batch of things that are due. Some more standard. You can turn the assignments in as you want. The Dropboxes are set up, but they're all due by a certain date. And I wouldn't procrastinate and do those the day before. It's very obvious who does that, and the quality of work is just not as good as people who do it through 2 weeks. So you have 2 weeks to do something very simple, and it should all be done quite a bit earlier. The modules will open up on a Monday, and they will generally close, usually within 2 weeks. Usually there's a chapter, or at least 2 chapters, maybe 2 or 3 in that process. All the assignments are due here. So module 1 assignments are due on this date, which is February 4th. And then we'll begin our module quiz on the 5th. I will open it up, and you will have till Sunday evening to do a quiz. It's till 11 o'clock. It's open note, open book. I expect that everybody will get in the high 90s. The whole course is designed that you will get an A, and many of you will, but some of you will choose not to. So if you do the assignments and do the module quiz, and you take the time and you do the quiz appropriately using sources you have to identify the problems, you should get in the high 90s. You might make a mistake or two by clicking the wrong button, but many people get hundreds, and certainly the high 90s is appropriate. Anyway, you'll see how that plays on here. Spring break, the Easter holiday. We will have our paper due. We'll talk about our outline here. That'll be paper prep. So we have kind of a week off in here for paper prep and final prep. And the paper will be due on May 3rd. I will post the final on the 5th. and that will be due on this day here. We'll talk about the final later, but that, again, that's open book as well. So it sounds like it's a real easy course. I think it's difficult in terms of keeping up with all the assignments. I think it's difficult in organizing your notes so that you can access them quickly to cover whatever you need to cover in terms of getting information quickly through the module quizzes and stuff. You have available all of the PowerPoints and stuff that we'll share. Anyway, that's our basic class, and it's tentative because it will change. Here's Collaborate. Collaborate. This is where all the videos will come up. So you click on here, and you can see the earlier video that I produced right here. And you click on that, you can get it from there, or on the link that I shared with you. Okay, so going down a little bit, here's the Remind setup. Here's the class code. Please use the class code, get set up. I would strongly recommend that all of you get set up in that. It is extra credit points. And it's also, it will help you a lot in just getting through the course. Interest survey, this is something that you fill out. So I find out more about you. It's anonymous, not anonymous, it's confidential. And it helps me understand your situation a little bit better. Some of you are parents, 2 kids, and working 2 jobs, and it's good to know that. When time comes late in the semester, when you're having some challenges, we can talk about that. I know more about what's going on. Learning how to learn is a little bit more difficult assignment. We have several things going on here. What we're doing is we're taking, let me go to here. We're taking something that is this. You'll see this little video here. Basically, what it says is we're going to take an exam, and the first question is to climb that tree. And of course, some of these will get to the tree very easily. The fish and the elephant may not have a real chance of doing that. But what we do in education, sometimes we give a test, and everybody learns differently and responds differently, but we all give the same test. So we're going to learn more about ourselves as we do this. Locus of control, you take the quiz and you respond to some questions. You take your answers on the final page and screenshot it and put it in a Word document. And then just so I can make sure that you've seen it, as well as it gives you your results. So you don't have to go back to the page if you want when you start writing your paper. Locus of control, self-efficacy. These are all things about you. Okay, you learn as you do that. Mindset, many of you dealt with mindset, fixed fixed, so I know it's one of them. Anyway, a learning style quiz. All of you may know that, whether you're auditory, visual, kinesthetic, those types of things. So we're putting this together. We're building kind of a scenario of who you are and what you're about. Hemispheres, right and left. Okay, we know those a little bit. And MBTI is kind of an interesting one. It's a small, it's a short version of the MBTI assessment, which is very big and very large, and it's used in assessments as well. So here's the test, okay, and we'll go from there. So how do we learn? This is a video that you might want to look at. It helps you kind of understand the cycles. And here's a learning pyramid, so that if we just read something with 10%, as you can see, lectures very little. Audiovisual, and so we're going to try to do lots of these different things as much as we can, doing these in an online version, try to get down deeper into this area right here. Teach others might be a challenge, but certainly we practice doing things, and we'll have some discussions, hopefully, that we'll be able to get down deeper in here rather than just staying up here at the reading or audiovisual level. Audiovisual would be like PowerPoints and stuff. Okay, so that's the assignment. You will turn in screenshots of the 5 or 6 assignments, and each one, then you have a series of questions, and those questions will be, there's the only one that really is a little bit more of a challenge. It says February 4th, doesn't do February 4th. I'll have to change that. Where are the questions? I think it's in how we learn, directions, in the directions. So here are the questions. So you'll write about a 2-page reflection, double spaced, with similar to an APA formatting on the first page with the header. But I would send a screenshot of each of the tests, and put them in there, and just have them at the end so you can look them up when you need to write the paper. So which concept is most in line with your impressions of who you are? So what most confirms who you are? What of the concepts is least in line? So what is contrary to who you think you are? And I guess, and also part of that discussion would be, might that be accurate? Are you not really sure who you are in terms of some aspects of yourself? Using the 6 concepts, describe the learning process in the past. So how have you learned best in the past? Do you work in groups better? Do you work by yourself? Do you go to a room quietly? Do you like to be out in an activity place? Do you like to be in a library? Those are things that you'll understand as you go through your test here. Discuss the ideal learning process for you in the future. So based on all these things, how is it best for you to learn? Locus control, are you controlled by what external things? Or are you controlled by internal things? That will come out of that as we go through that. And then try to bring them together. So how might self-efficacy affect locus of control, which may also affect your learning style, which may also affect be affected by, let's say, your right-left brain concept. So kind of work them together. One of the concepts we're going to go over this semester is not how do we learn individual items, but how do they all interact? Because you are so complex, and nothing as simple as a simple test is going to give you the true picture of who you are. You're wonderful human beings, you're individual, you're unique, and you're all outstanding, but this will give you a better idea of who you are, but still it's just a partial picture. Okay, so that this should be turned in on January, so I'll fix that, but on that date. And these are some videos. I'll also always have videos at the end of the items here to add to Invalid Learning. If you have something that really interests you, like the Myers-Briggs, it will give you a detailed explanation there. At the end of your test, it will give you some information as well. Okay, so that's the initial part. Here's the APA stuff, and we'll talk more about when we get into the modules. They're hidden from you right now, but you can see the first one is 2 chapters. There's 2 PowerPoints, and we'll go over that when we go through it. So anyway, that's the introductory portion. That is due on January 22nd. And so what you'll want to do is you have to remind and the student interest survey and learning how we learn. Those 3 things should be completed by the 22nd. Okay, thanks, and have a great day.